The National Guard Show, transcribed in New York, starring your favorite singer, Mindy Carson, yours truly, Red Barber, and our sports star of the week, Gene Tunney.
The National Guard is ready on the land and in the air.
Wherever you are, there's a unit of your National Guard ready in peace or war to serve you, your community, your country. Yes, you can be proud of your National Guard. And now here's the sweetheart of the National Guard, Mindy Carson.
What a day this has been. What a rare mood I'm in. Why, it's almost like being in love. There's a smile on my face for the whole human race. Why, it's almost like being in love. All the music of life seems to be like a bell that is ringing for me. And from the way that I feel when that bell starts to peal, I could swear I was falling. I could swear I was falling. It's almost like being in love. All the music of life seems to be like a bell that is ringing for me. And from the way that I feel when that bell starts to peal, I could swear I was falling. I could swear I was falling. It's almost like being in love.
That was Mindy Carson answering a request for Almost Like Being in Love.
And here's Mr. Red Barber answering a request from another one of our regular listeners.
Yeah, that's right, Mindy. Fella I bumped into the other day wanted to know if men in the National Guard rate retirement benefits. Brother, he asked one question the old redhead was ready to answer. As soon as they join the Guard, citizen soldiers rate a swell deal. It's a lot like a retirement plan, for it means money in the bank adding up regularly week after week. The big gimmick is that National Guardsmen don't have to take money out of their budget to get these retirement benefits. You see, men, Guardsmen are earning all the time, building up a tidy nest egg for tomorrow's rainy day. Take the case of a veteran who's had 5 years service during World War II. If he enlists in the Guard today, puts in 25 years service in the Guard, and retires as a master sergeant, he'll draw a monthly pension of over $75 from Uncle Sam for the rest of his life. Man, that hunk of green stuff can really soften up the payments on that rose-covered cottage. Or it can help give Junior that college education. So, fellas, take it from the old redhead. This retirement deal in the National Guard is solid. The new National Guard folder on retirement benefits tells you all about it. To get a copy of your retirement folder, write to the National Guard Bureau, Washington 25, D.C. Guard your future. Join the National Guard.
Red, this is the 41st program I've done for the National Guard, and I never knew until now that they had anything resembling a retirement plan.
Looks like we learn something every day, did it, Mindy?
Well, everything we learn seems to prove what you've always been saying, that the Guard is greater than ever before.
That's just right as rain. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that retirement plan later on in the program. Right now, I think it's time for another song.
All right, Red. Here's an oldie I think you'll like.
If I could be with you, I'd love you strong. If I could be with you, I'd love you long. I want you to know I wouldn't go until I told you, honey, why I love you so. If I could be with you 1 hour tonight, if I was free to do the things I might, I'm telling you true, I'd be anything but blue if I could be with you. I want you to know I wouldn't go till I told you, honey, why I love you so. If I could be with you 1 hour tonight, if I was free to do the things I might, I'm telling you true, I'd be anything but blue if I could be with you for just an hour. If I could spend 1 hour with you.
I'll be back in a little while with one of my favorite songs. But first, let's go behind the scenes for some inside dope on what made Gene Tunney champion. And here's just the man for the job, Red Barber.
All right, Mindy. Folks, Gene Tunney is one of the most meaningful champions of my time. Gene is a rare combination of physical gifts, coupled with great personal industry and keen mental powers. Gene, just how much of your boxing success do you attribute to hard work and to hard thinking?
All of it. Any success I have derives from hard work and hard thinking.
Now, when you speak of that, you mean that you had certain physical gifts, but they weren't enough by themselves.
That's right. I was blessed by nature with a certain strength of body, but there were other things that I didn't have. I didn't have strong hands. I didn't have the skills that come from a long experience, and those things had to be developed.
Well, now let's talk about your hard work and your hard thinking. How long were you getting ready to fight Jack Dempsey?
Exactly 7 years. When I won the light heavyweight championship of the AEF, 2 months later, Jack won the world's heavyweight championship, and he was just a little above me in weight and a little in age, and I knew that one day, or I felt one day, that I would have to box him.
Well, now, in those 7 years, what were some of the things you were doing in getting ready?
Well, I was strengthening my hands. I went up to a lumber camp for one winter season of 4 months at work as a lumberjack. I developed my legs. I developed what I thought was the proper blow to hit Dempsey with, which was a straight right hand.
How did you learn that you thought that would be the blow, Gene?
Well, I saw Dempsey in a couple of his early fights, saw him with Carpentier, and I saw him with Firpo, and then I took those pictures and I carefully studied them.
So you studied and you prepared. When you mentioned road work, how much of that did you do?
Well, I did from 6 to 8 miles a day, and a good deal of it I did running backwards. I don't say a good deal. I'd run about a mile backwards, and I was always with the thought that in the event that sometime I'd be knocked down, I'd be able to get out of trouble with my legs carrying me out. Always better to be away from the fellow than get up close where he can hit you again.
In other words, if you're going to be in the fight business, someday you're going to get hit.
Exactly.
And when were you hit, finally?
I was hit for the first time. A knockdown in my whole career was in the 7th round in Chicago. And all the training, all the back running I did in the 7 years in preparation for that one occasion was paid off when I got up because my legs carried me out of trouble.
This certainly proves that preparation for the future pays off. And I don't know anybody who could demonstrate it so well. So thanks very much for being with us, Gene Tunney.
Red, in my opinion, there is a man to admire. He started early, worked hard, fought his way to the top, and always kept his eye on the future.
Everybody admires a man like that, Mindy. And now, you fellas 17 through 35. I wonder how many of you men realize that by joining the National Guard now, you can keep an eye on your future. Yes, sir. By serving in the Guard, an ambitious man can build up a sweet nest egg. If, for instance, you're 17 now and join the Guard, you can start right away building up retirement pay. So that when you're only 47, years ahead of when you'll actually retire from your civilian job, you can raise a nice hunk of folding money. For example, a chief warrant officer with 30 years of service can draw an income of $72 a month for the rest of his life. The new National Guard folder on retirement benefits tells you all about it. Write for your retirement folder today to the National Guard Bureau, Washington 25, D.C. Listen for your local unit's address right after Mindy's next song. Guard your future. Join the National Guard.
Once upon a time, a panel of experts met together to discuss the case of a patient of theirs. The girl felt lonesome in crowds, lost her appetite, wiped tears from her eyes when she heard certain songs. The first expert said, "She is very sick." Another said, "She is very tired." But the wisest of all said, "She's just in love." Wonder why I'm not myself of late. I'm feeling strangely gray. I wonder why. I suppose some genius could explain why I walk in the rain. Just let him try. I guess there is a simple explanation, unless I've come up with a new sensation. It could be that he's caught up with me, and all the mystery I'm speaking of is simply that I went and fell in love. It could be that he's caught up with me, and all the mystery I'm speaking of is simply that I went and fell
Tune in again next week, same time, for another National Guard show starring the sweetheart of the National Guard, Mindy Carson.
And featuring Red Barber and his Sports Star of the Week. Until then, this is Mindy Carson saying so long for now.
And this is Red Barber reminding you,
The National Guard is ready on the land and in the air. The National Guard is ready to defend you everywhere.
and now here's your announcer with the address of the National Guard headquarters in this area.